Hello, everybody. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where I realize I didn't completely brush my hair. It happens. Hope you're okay with that. So I hit the button and it didn't work. So, anyways, I'm Skip Alzheimer. Welcome to AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show. I didn't brush my hair completely. We watched 16 millimeter films. We're going to watch some films that we scanned yesterday. Here's yet another telling of Little Red Riding Hood. Enjoy.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl who was loved by everyone who knew her. She was especially loved by her grandmother, who did everything she could think of to make the little girl happy. One day, her grandmother gave her a present, a red velvet hood. The little girl liked it so much that she always wore it, and so she got the name of Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother said, "Come here, Red Riding Hood. Take this basket of food to Grandmother. She is sick and weak, and this will make her feel better. But be careful. Go as quickly as you can, and don't leave the path or stop to play." "I'll be careful," promised Little Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood's grandmother lived deep in the forest. Red Riding Hood was walking happily along the path when along came a wolf. "Hello." "Hello," squeaked Red Riding Hood. "Where are you going so early?" "To my grandmother's." "And what's that in your basket?" "I'm bringing Grandmother some food to make her feel better. She's sick today." Where does your grandmother live, Little Red Riding Hood? Oh, about 20 minutes from here, near the nut hedges. You must know the place. I've got to go now. Bye. The wolf followed Little Red Riding Hood for a while, thinking hard of a way to trick her. Look at the pretty flowers, Red Riding Hood, he said. Why don't you look around you? I don't think you even see how beautiful the butterflies are and how sweetly the birds are singing. You walk as solemnly as if you were going to school, but it's so bright and pretty here in the woods. Red Riding Hood looked around her. Suddenly, she saw the beautiful butterflies and the sunlight dancing through the trees and all the lovely flowers. And she said, it would make Grandmother happy if I picked her a bouquet of flowers. So Little Red Riding Hood began to pick flowers, straying deeper and deeper into the forest as she went. Meanwhile, the wolf ran straight to Grandmother's cottage. He knocked on the door. "Is that you, Red Riding Hood?" called Grandmother. "Yes, Grandmother, I've brought you some food that Mother sent." "Just lift the latch, dear. I'm too weak to get up," called Grandmother. The wolf opened the door, went straight up to the bed without saying a word, and ate the poor old woman up. Then he put on her clothes and her nightcap and lay down in her bed. Meanwhile, Little Red Riding Hood realized how late it was and remembered her promise to hurry straight to Grandmother's. She was surprised to see Grandmother's door swinging open. She felt quite frightened, but she didn't know why. "Good morning, Grandmother," she called out, but no one answered. Little Red Riding Hood went into the bedroom. There was Grandmother, but she looked very strange. "Oh, Grandmother, what big ears you have!" "The better to hear you with, my dear." "Grandmother, what big eyes you have. The better to see you with, my dear. Grandmother, your hands. The better to grab you with, my dear. But Grandmother, what big teeth you have. The better to eat you up with, my dear. And with that, the wolf ate her up. Then he lay down on the bed and fell asleep, snoring loudly. A hunter was walking in the woods nearby and thought, how loudly the old woman is snoring. I'd better check in and see if everything's all right. He looked into the room and found the wolf asleep in Grandmother's bed. He realized that the wolf might have eaten the old woman. But he knew what to do. Out popped Red Riding Hood, crying, "Oh, how frightened I was, how dark it was inside the wolf." Her grandmother climbed right out after her. How happy they were. Together, they filled the wolf's belly with stones and sewed him up so that he would never bother anyone again. Little Red Riding Hood was very happy and promised herself that she would never wander into the forest again when her mother told her not to.
Everybody was okay at the end, and they put a bunch of rocks in the wolf's stomach and sewed it up, so he wasn't going to be hungry again, which essentially kills him. That's my feeling. I found a Inside Out episode that I haven't shown, that I didn't know that I had. This is Lost is the Feeling. Enjoy.
The following is from a national instructional television series. The series and related materials were developed and supported by 32 educational agencies, with additional support from Exxon Corporation.
Amador, do you remember Uncle Roberto and Aunt Rosa? Well, they will meet you at the airport. Don't worry. Get off with the other people, and everything will be all right.
We'll be there in 8 weeks. Uncle will find a place for us to live. You can help him. Remember, you must speak English if you want to learn it. Be a good boy. Yeah?
Los voy a extrañar a ustedes, men. Gracias. Te veo. Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Muchas gracias. Te veo. Los voy a extrañar a los dos.
Okay, Amador. Now you have to go.
Hasta luego, mami. Besito. Adiós, hasta luego, hasta luego. Adiós, adiós, Amador. Hasta luego. Amador, adiós.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The no smoking sign has been turned on for landing. At this time, please extinguish your smoking material and bring your seat back and tray table to the upright position. All carry-on luggage should be placed under your seat. Thank you. Damas y caballeros, estaremos aterrizando en unos minutos y el aviso de no fumar ha sido encendido. Por favor, obsérvenlo también al seguir.
Amador.
Hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? How's the family? Hey, Rosa, come on. I told you not to talk to him in Spanish. September is almost here.
We'll have to enroll him in school.
That's right.
Are you hot?
He will be a great help,
I'm
I'm sure.
going to get you some refreshments. I thought you were here for Auntie.
Right.
And
Get the suitcase.
sure,
and bring
I'll
us some
put it away
refreshments.
for you.
Okay, doke. How you like the apartment? Huh? Huh?
Bonito.
That's good. This is going to be your home until your parents get here in September. You like the city? You like the sights out there? Huh? You like the view?
¿Dónde está el mar?
El mar? You mean the sea? Amador, the sea is far. Far away. Yes, lejos. You know, it's very far. Very far. Very far away.
Roberto, what does he want to know about?
Oh, he wants to know where the sea is.
The sea. I do remember the sea. I do miss the sea sometimes. Mi compañero era el mar igual que el tuyo, Amador. Pero no te preocupes. Cuando tú llegues al colegio vas a tener muchos amiguitos, muchos. Vas a olvidar a
Rosa,
tu pelota.
haven't I told you 1,000 times to talk to him in English? Rosa.
Oh, Roberto, don't rush him. He's a smart kid. He'll
I
learn.
know.
He has until September. He'll figure
I
it
know
out.
precisely. He's got until September, and he's got to know some English before he gets to school.
Don't rush him, Roberto.
Well, there is one thing I'd like to know. What is it so important about the sea? Huh?
The sea is my friend. I want to see the sea.
Okay. Amador, are you still looking out the window? You've wasted the last 3 weeks looking out the window. Now, tell me, where is your Aunt Rosa? No?
Fue a buscar la comida.
In English, Amador, in English.
She go get the food.
That English is pretty good.
No, tío. People talk too fast and I can't understand.
You soon will. Okay, I've got something for you that will make you really happy. Open it up and see if you like it.
Oh, tío, un guante.
That's right.
Qué bueno.
And it's all yours. Now, I'll tell you what I want you to do, okay? You know where the playground is, right? I just saw some kids playing baseball down there, and I think you should go there and join them. Ve y juega con ellos.
But I'm afraid. Tengo miedo.
You just have to go there and play with them, and you'll make as many friends as you want.
But I don't know them.
You like to play baseball, right? So if you like to play baseball and they like to play baseball, that's all you need. That's your introduction card. Tarjeta de introducción, right? Okay, you want to try it?
Okay.
Ah, come on. Then tonight you can tell me everything about the game.
All he wanted to do was play. How do you know? Because I understand Spanish. He was saying, puede jugar. That means I want to play.
Dave, you know Spanish, so why don't you give the kid back his mitt?
All right, I will.
Hey, wait for me.
Let's go play ball.
Hey, son. Hey, son. Come on, don't stand in that water. Come on. Don't stand in there. It's polluted. You can get sick. Come on. Come on, get out of the water.
He's all over the place. I can't see him anywhere. Gosh, why don't you just keep the dumb mitt? I can't keep this mitt. It's new. You probably just got it.
Well, I guess you're right.
Hey, isn't that him over there?
Hey, yeah, that's him.
Hey, we got your mitt. Hey, we got your mitt. Yeah.
Inside Out is a series of programs and related materials developed and supported by 32 educational agencies in the United States and Canada, with additional support from Exxon Corporation. This program was produced by WNVT, Northern Virginia Educational Television, under the supervision of NIT, National Instructional Television.
(1972-ish), I think. I couldn't tell if it was 2 or 3 at the end, but man, I love that series. It's so good. To go back in time, to be in that time period in the 70s, magical time. I was a little kid, but I still wax nostalgic for that time. Let's face it, this is part 2, and I'm looking for part 1. And we scanned this film and immediately had to throw it away because it was very vinegared and shrunk. And so we're doing high quality scans of those films and then throwing them away because we don't have a way or the resources to restore them. And I have another copy of this somewhere, supposedly. So anyways, this is by the American, I think, Enterprise Foundation. Anyways, this is the people that shove free market economy and Ronald Reagan down our throats. So I blame them. Let's face it, part 2.
been a wonderful evening. We've had a great time.
Oh, well, thanks, Fred.
I think I talked an awful
Oh,
lot.
I wanted to know.
Well, I think anybody can understand the 5 costs easily enough.
Fred, come on, we've got to go home.
Yeah, I know. Okay. What I was saying, I think anybody can understand the 5 costs, but...
I'm just trying to do something about them.
That's where it really gets tough. Well, good night. We gotta go.
Oh, good night.
Good night, honey. Hope you
Bye-bye.
get
Good
your
night.
baby buggy.
Oh, I'll get it all right.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Fred.
Night.
It's people, isn't it?
What is?
What we're talking about. It's Fred and Jean and you and me and everybody. We all want the same things.
Yeah, I suppose so. Pretty much.
That's where the trouble comes in. You can see it when you get around, you know, on all different sides. Remember how we were talking downstairs about you being management and union and stockholder?
Yeah, sure.
Well, hey, now don't you go to sleep on me. I've got an idea.
That's what I was afraid of.
Say you started this company, and there you are as management looking at your buggy that's to compete with the little giant. And there I am, talking for all the people who might want to buy a buggy like that.
This is it, our new buggy. It's a better design and has a lot of improvements over the Little Giant. It's the best buggy ever made, and I want to sell it to you. Do you like it?
Oh, it's got everything, only better. It's just what I want. I love it.
Good, then we're in business.
No! It costs too much. It even costs more than a little giant.
Well, if you like it that much, maybe you'll buy it anyway.
No, I won't. You said you were trying to get the price down, and you haven't. And if you can't, well, I guess I'll just have to go someplace else and buy a cheaper one.
What can I do about it?
That's what I want to know. Go ahead, try.
Well, it has to be one of two things. Either we have to spend less or produce more. In other words, make the cost per buggy less than it is now.
Well, how can you make more buggies without spending more?
Well, tools for one thing. It could mean retooling, more and better tools, or a better use of tools, or both. That's a quick way to say it. Wait a minute, Mike. Remember me? I'm a stockholder. Where are you going to get the money for the new tools? Maybe borrow it. That'll run up your costs. You'll have to pay for the use of that money. All right, so I plow back some out of profits. Then you'll cut down my dividends. Every dollar you put into new tools is a dollar I don't get. That's your story. What about that better use of tools he mentioned, making more buggies? That's where I come in. If you're going to improve production that way, you're not going to forget about me. I want more take-home pay, increased benefits, and security. I want to know I've got some job security. That's all right up to a point. But don't forget those tools belong to me. I want some dividend security. I want assured dividends. And if we're going to improve our earnings, I want a hunk of those profits. Now, look, you guys, wait a minute. You're trying to grab a piece of pie before there is any pie. I want security myself. I want a steady-going business. I want... I guess maybe you've got something. It does get down to people.
That's what I said. I'm people. I want too. I'm your customer if you can get the price down. So what can you do?
I think something could be done if we could get together. I suppose as management, that's part of my job. But we're all in the same boat.
Oh, that's one way of getting at it.
How do you mean?
The way you feel about each other. Just what you expect from each other.
You mean as management, as worker, and as stockholder?
Yes, it doesn't make any difference where you start. Go ahead.
Well, I never thought much about it this way before. Why, as management, I'd be responsible for the research and so on. Whatever it takes to design the right product. Whatever it takes to produce and sell it. It's up to me to put all the elements together. Now, as for what I expect from the stockholders, I have to expect them to go along with whatever it takes to keep us competitive. You mean like setting aside money to replace tools as they wear out and plowing back some of the profits into new and better tools? Sure, because if we don't, Mary won't buy and we'll be out of business. Now, as far as the workers are concerned, it's the same kind of thing. We can set up the best production lines in the world, the best tools, the best methods. But it takes people to make them work. It's all part of being competitive. Maybe we'd be more competitive if management wasn't always trying to get larger profits. There won't be any profit or anything else unless we produce something Mary will buy. We don't have anything we don't take in from our customers. Then we have to pay our costs, the same costs we've been talking about. After that, when we see where we stand, we can start to think about increased wages and benefits, or start to think about increased dividends for stockholders, or increased productive power through new and better tools. These are all things we want to do. They all have to come out of the profits. As long as we're talking about what we expect from each other, I'd like to say that we expect management to see that everybody gets what's coming to them. Now look, let's get this straight. I'm only trying to make a living, that's all. But the boys aren't going to work up a sweat just to make more money for the company. I'm not talking about making more money for the company. After all, who is the company? Didn't we agree just a few minutes ago we're all in the same boat? We three are the company. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying we're entitled to our share and we're going to get it. Okay, okay. Now all I have to work with is what I take in from our customers. But we've been all over that. Any improvement for any of us has to come from profit. Yeah, but you're talking about money I'd otherwise get in dividends. What do you want? Tell me that. Well, I want to know there's something in it for me. That's what I want. Aren't you interested in improvements? Sure, if it's an improvement in what I get out of it. You'd better be interested, and I'll tell you why. Because if we're not competitive, we're out of business, and you've lost your investment. Oh, now, wait a minute, Mike. This is a free country. I can always pull out. And don't think I won't pull out if things start to fall apart. Yeah, but if we are competitive, then your dividends are assured, and you'll get your share, which keeps getting smaller all the time. Now, look, there has to be some give and take in things like this. The same thing applies to all employees, including me. All I said is I want a fair share. I want what I'm entitled to. But say we do go along. What's in it for me? You tell me. The same thing that's always been in it for you. More jobs, better jobs, more benefits, more security. But you can't continue to improve these things unless the company is healthy and growing.
Don't forget about me. I'm the customer.
We all know where it comes from people like Mary.
I was just going to say, you keep talking about yourselves, what you want. You forget all about me. And you want to know something? I think you forget about a lot of other people, too.
What other people?
You remember I said it's people?
Yeah, sure.
Well, think for a minute. Think how many people are interested in this. What do you suppose they think about it?
How about the grocery store?
Who's going to pay the salaries of the police department?
Taxes, local, state, federal taxes. Who's going to pay for government?
I'm a tool maker, and I'll build you better tools if you'll buy them.
How about transportation? We need school buses. How about the fire department?
How about research?
The drugstore.
The dime store.
Andy's service station.
I sell automobiles.
Television.
Washing machines.
The neighborhood movies.
How about a bike?
the clothing?
Hey, wait a minute! Hold everything, will you? You, where do you come in on this? Which Mike are you talking to?
All of you. I'm a school teacher. The taxes your company pays, the taxes you pay, in turn pay my salary. But it goes beyond that. Your children come to me. Of course I'm interested.
Guess maybe we should be more interested in him. Go ahead.
I'd like to say a word about education, and not the kind you get in schools. Let me put it this way. I think any teacher knows how often problems resolve themselves when people get all the facts and begin to understand each other.
I think we understand each other all right.
I wonder if you do. I wonder if you do think enough about the problem as a whole. You see, this isn't the first time problems like this have come up. I teach history. The whole story of this country is a series of attempts by people to improve what they had. It hasn't been easy, but it's the greatest success story of its kind. Why, go clear back to the Revolutionary War. We didn't just fight England, we fought amongst ourselves. We had a lot of economic problems, too. There were lots of conflicting interests. People haven't changed so much. But we've gotten this far, I think, because despite all our differences, there was always one thing we could agree on. We all wanted to improve what we had, and people were willing to do something about it. That's where you start.
Oh, I think we're all trying to do something about it.
If history's taught us anything, Mike, it's taught us that an improvement, any improvement, to be worthwhile and lasting, it has to be good all the way around.
Good for everybody. In the company, in the community, in the whole country.
That's what I mean.
Well, thank you very much. Would you tell us how you feel about this?
There is something to say from a moral point of view. Perhaps you haven't thought enough about the relationship between the spiritual values and the material things.
Well, maybe not.
While you've been talking, I was thinking that we have the authority of the Bible to tell us that man is entitled to the fruit of his labors. Nothing is said about taking the fruit of another man's labors.
No, I guess that's right.
I only know two ways to get the material things of life. You can earn them, create them for yourself, or you can take them away from somebody else. Some of you who've come here from the old country, or who have relatives there, you know what I'm talking about. Over here, as American citizens, we start with the great gift of freedom. We believe in human dignity and your importance as an individual. How you use your freedoms is a personal matter. Nobody can tell you that. But in the religious sense, it seems to me there can be only one answer. But after all, your choice, your decision, is entirely up to you. That is your privilege, and it is also your responsibility.
I see what you mean. And it is a responsibility, all right. Thank you. Are you interested in this?
I'm interested in several ways. I work in a bank. A bank holds the mortgage on Mike's home, helps him finance his car. He has a deposit in a bank. When the company needs a short-term loan, to meet a payroll, for instance, a bank will lend the money.
Yes, but tell me something. How can we produce a buggy at the price that Mary will pay?
There's only one thing you people can do, and that is to try to produce more buggies at the same total expense, so each buggy can cost less.
That's easy to say.
I didn't say it was easy, but that's what we've done in this country for a long time. That's what it takes to survive, to grow. We do grow, you know. On the average, we up our real income between 2 and 3% each year.
When you say real income, do you mean in dollars?
No, I mean what income will buy. A ton of steel, a pound of butter, real goods and services.
Yeah, but what can I do about that? I'd like to hear the answer to that one.
So would I.
Well, let's face it. Isn't that your problem?
It's everybody's problem. Listen, Mike, we're all in the same boat. We've got families, we pay taxes, we've got homes, jobs. We all want to have more. Why not? Like you, we want to improve what we have. We want the fruits of our labor. We can agree that any improvement has to be good all the way around. Good for everybody. But can we get together? Maybe we should kind of step back and look at the problem as a whole. Can we produce more? Can we build up our real income? It's our privilege to speak up, to vote, to decide for ourselves. It's our own personal responsibility to face this great problem. So, why not? Let's face it.
Yeah, why not? It does kind of come down to just one guy. Me. Yeah.
It's something to think about.
And talk about.
Maybe that's the way to get at it. Let's ask the people out there. How about you? How do you feel about this?
Yeah, let's face it. Right now.
The same organization did another series called In Our Hands, and it is equally as fascinating talking about the free market economy and talking about production and the balance of trying to make a profit versus trying to support the workers versus offering a quality product. And they talk about tools a lot. But my takeaway from that is, dude, put out that cigarette if you're in bed. You're not going to be able to afford a baby buggy if you are suffering from third-degree burns. All right, one last film. And I looked at this up, and I showed this 5 years ago tomorrow. So in 2020, September 10th, I showed this film. And this was, unfortunately, another film that we scanned because it is gone to vinegar, and so it has shrunk, and so we had to throw it out yesterday. But we got a good scan of it, and it features maybe an actor that you recognize. It's made by the U.S. Army. This is Lessons Learned from Aircraft Accidents, Emotions. Enjoy.
Emotions, emotional problems, tension, anxiety, mental strain. These words seem to be very common. They're used much more today than they were 50 years ago because our daily life has changed very radically in those 50 years. Not so very long ago, life was relatively placid, tranquil and calm, no great emotional strain. Today we are living in the midst of the greatest social and technical change ever to take place in the history of mankind. The demands of our daily life put an emotional strain on all of us. Hurry, worry, deadlines to meet, bills to pay. When our minds become too preoccupied with too many of these problems, we can easily become the star performer in an accident. Here's an example of how easily emotional problems or worries could lead to an accident. Most of us have had this experience at one time or another.
Sir, you just drove through a stop sign 2 blocks back.
Me? I did?
Yes, sir. That fellow in the black car hadn't been on the ball. You might have killed him. Yeah, I see your license and registration, please.
I don't know why I did it. I've stopped at that sign 100 times. I guess my mind just wasn't on my driving. I must have been thinking about something else.
Right. He was thinking of something else. Perhaps married life isn't turning out right. His new wife isn't adjusting to Army life. Or perhaps his wife is in the hospital with a complicated pregnancy. Could be his first child, or his mother or father is seriously ill. Or it may be a financial problem. Perhaps a new boat and motor he wishes he hadn't bought now that he has unexpected overseas orders. These are the kinds of emotional problems we're concerned about. If that aviator had been flying with something on his mind, he could just as easily have failed to realize that his oil pressure was falling rapidly. But the distracting problems which cause accidents aren't always grim and unpleasant. I drove the first car I ever owned into a tree while daydreaming about an upcoming date with a blonde high school senior. But that was a lucky accident. I wasn't hurt seriously, and I learned a lifelong lesson. Don't daydream while driving or flying. In the files of the Army Board for Aviation Accident Research,
There are a number of accidents which have been traced directly to emotional causes. Flight surgeons are the experts for the Army on the emotional aspects of accidents. Colonel Fisher is such an expert. Let's see what we can learn from him.
Good morning, Major.
Good morning, sir. We're interested in how emotional problems can cause accidents.
That's an important subject for aviators.
I thought you might review some of the cases we've had.
Did you have any particular accident in mind?
Yes, sir. I was going to ask about the case we were discussing last week.
The accident in which Lieutenant Webster was killed in an OH-23.
That's right, sir.
It's an excellent example of emotional causes, because it's one of the few cases we've been able to definitely nail down as positively caused by the distraction of an emotional upset. You see, accident investigators may suspect that an emotional disturbance is at least partially responsible for an accident, but rarely do they have sufficient proof to even mention it in their reports. In this investigation, we made a thorough study into the background of the aviator who was killed. We did this because of one fact which was agreed upon by all of the eyewitnesses. When his engine failed at an altitude of about 2,000 feet, Lieutenant Webster apparently did not take any emergency action. The aircraft lost rotor RPM, crashed, and burned. Why would an aviator do this?
He must have panicked, just froze on the controls.
Yes, but why? To try to learn why, we delved into Webster's background, his family, his personality, his problems. Webster was the youngest of 7 brothers and sisters. He was the family favorite, and they were a warm, stable, and closely knit group. Webster was a very independent person. When he made a decision, he stuck to it, sometimes even after he'd been proven wrong. This stubbornness was probably the cause of Webster's first real problem. Webster was divorced several years before the accident, but he stayed in contact with his former wife. He also made several attempts at reconciliation.
And I have to get a few new things for David and Kathy.
How are the kids, Martha?
Oh, they're fine, Bill.
I wish I could see them.
Well, you can any time, Bill. You know that.
I wish I could see you too, Martha.
Bill, please give up. I told you the last time, no. Definitely no. Now, if you don't drop the subject, I'm going to hang up.
Martha, I've learned my lesson. I'm a changed guy.
Bill, you're just as bullheaded as you ever were, or you just wouldn't keep trying.
The frustration of these rejections was difficult for Webster to take. And after each rejection, he burst out aggressively at anyone who disagreed with him. After several years of frustration, he found another girl. But the circumstances of his courtship took a heavy toll on his energy. The girl worked as an entertainer in a nightclub more than 60 miles from his post.
Anything else?
No, nothing else.
Okay.
Bill, I'm worried about you. You shouldn't be driving in every night to meet me.
That's nice. Don't you want to see me?
Sure, I want to see you. But when do you get any sleep?
Sleep. I get 4 or 5 hours before I drive in every night. That's enough. I told you yesterday how we could solve the problem. Marry me, Debbie. Then I don't have to drive 120 miles every night to see you.
Bill, I've thought it all over like I said I would.
Yeah?
Well, I just wouldn't fit in.
I'm used to theatrical life and excitement and coming and going as I please on my own.
You'd forget all that. I know you would.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I would. But I'm not ready to yet, Bill. I don't want to give it up.
And you don't love me.
I didn't say that, honey.
We'll talk about it later.
Who gets the sandwich?
I do.
Coffee?
Apparently, Webster got himself into a new emotional problem.
That's very often the case. You've noticed how trouble seems to breed more trouble? It really does. When you're under the strain of an emotional problem, you can't think clearly or have good judgment. You get into more trouble very easily.
Was Webster on this 4 or 5 hour sleep routine at the time of the accident?
Yes. Yes, he was. And he wasn't eating properly either. For example, on the day of the accident, he had neither breakfast nor lunch.
It almost looks as if Webster was trying to hurt himself.
As a matter of fact, that may be true. Suicide can't be ruled out as a possibility.
Do you really think so, sir?
Not premeditated suicide. We know his engine failed. But perhaps when the engine quit, he had an irresistible impulse. You might say that suddenly he saw an open door through which he could escape from all of the problems which had been plaguing him.
I can see how that might be possible.
Perhaps suicide never entered his conscious mind. But when the emergency arose, his confusion and panic were so great that he simply couldn't act to save himself.
Well, what can be done about emotional problems, Colonel? How can we keep them from getting out of control?
Probably the best remedy is ventilation.
Ventilation, sir?
Yes. Opening up and letting some air in. Talking to someone. Frustration, anger, and worry cause confusion. Confiding in someone generally brings relief from confusion.
That's true. My wife and I have an agreement. If either of us is angry or worried about something, we talk it out before we go to bed.
It's an excellent idea. Your wife is your partner. She has a right to know about anything that's gnawing at you. And there are 3 other people who have a direct responsibility for listening to your problems and to help with them. Your commanding officer, your chaplain, and your flight surgeon.
So we all know that's true, sir. But the trouble is that a man like Webster, who really needs help, finds it very difficult to confide in anyone.
You're right. And that brings up another factor. COs, chaplains, flight surgeons, and other aviators must learn to detect the signs of emotional disturbance and take action to prevent serious trouble. Let me tell you of another case where there were numerous opportunities to forestall a tragedy which killed an aviator. This young officer started to avoid his friends and was drinking much more than usual. He passed his annual physical, but his flight surgeon was aware of his drinking. He gave the aviator a lecture on the obvious fact that drinking and flying don't mix. But he did not ground him. His CO learned of his drinking and realized that his flying efficiency was falling off. He threatened him with a flying evaluation board. He did not ground him. Not long after this, he filed a VFR flight plan on a circular route to avoid severe weather. Two hours after takeoff, he crashed 40 miles from his circular route and on a direct route to his destination. Obviously, he had filed a circular route merely to obtain clearance. He flew a direct route in spite of weather warnings and terrain unsuitable for emergency landing.
It's a shame he wasn't grounded.
He's beyond grounding now, beyond all help. And no one even knows what it was that was tormenting him. Everyone with authority over aviators must realize that flying is a business that challenges your ego. Aviators can ground themselves, but they won't do it. If one of your men starts drinking too much, or is grossly depressed, or overly elated, ground him first, then lecture him.
If we can get that point across, we'll have come a long way. Well, thank you very much, sir. You've pretty well wrapped up the subject for us. We can sum it all up this way. As an aviator, you must realize that a serious emotional problem can be just as much of a hindrance to flying as a broken arm might be. Those you can turn to for help are members of your own team, all of them personally involved with your well-being. Your CO is responsible for your military capability. Your chaplain is responsible for your peace of mind and spiritual welfare. Your flight surgeon is responsible for your physical and psychological well-being. These are the men you can unburden yourself to. Perhaps like the TV commercials, we should end with a slogan you can use when your mind's jamming up. Talk it out. Don't bottle it up.
Talk it out, don't bottle it up. I was unnerved by Charles Grodin not really having eyebrows. It was a little strange, and it makes me kind of want to look at photos of him later in life when he was in feature films to see what happened. But fascinating film. I mean, you really got to give him credit for acknowledging the fact that someone's mental health can affect their performance and result in fatalities and other things. So that's 1964. Is that what I think we said? But thanks for watching today. Very much appreciate your eyeballs. Eric, thank you for becoming a Patreon member. That's one way you can support us via patreon.com/avgeeks or ko-fi.com/avgeeks. But also hitting the thumbs up, hitting the like button, subscribing, contributing via the super thanks button on YouTube. All those are ways to help us pay our bills, and we appreciate that. So what is tomorrow? Wednesday? Yeah. I just got yesterday. I got a COVID shot and a flu shot in this arm, and man, I am sore and a little spacey. So I might go take a nap, give my immune system a break. Anyways, we will see you tomorrow. Everybody take care and have a great rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.